going to introduce Big Frida as well. Just
awesome.
Welcome to another edition of Windsor's Court. I am Alexis Windsor. Slightly different approach today. For once, not about wrestling, but instead about possibly my favourite sport ever, which is roller derby. And my first guest on this show regarding that is Cinnamon Rolls.
Hi, I am Cinnamon Rolls.
I will call her Rolls. So just as a thing, we don't really use real names in roller derby. She may call me Lexi. I have multiple names. I'm kind of that way inclined. So everybody has like a roller derby name. So that's how we refer to each other. She wasn't christened or birthed as Cinnamon Rolls. That would be really strange.
That would be very strange.
Okay.
And I would have probably had a different career as well.
Yeah, like a baker.
Yeah,
I think would
a
be
baker.
perfect.
Definitely. That's
Yeah.
where I was going with
Yeah.
that. And this is Big Frida.
Oh, Big Frida. Yes.
She will probably make an exit at some point during this interview.
Yes.
Like probably about now if I let her go.
Yeah, and that's fine. But welcome all pets into Windsor's Court, of course. She's just going behind me. My cats may come in as well. So we're going to be talking about you and about roller derby to start with. So perhaps this is a good place to start. Perhaps for people who don't know a lot about roller derby, what can you tell us about that? I know that I can as well, but I'm interviewing you, so you get the question instead.
Awesome.
We can both talk about it.
I get asked this question quite often. So a lot of times I usually just start by telling people, well, it's a full contact sport on roller skates that is women and women identifying individuals and also people who fall anywhere on the gender spectrum that feel like women's roller derby is where they fit best. So at the beginning of what's called a jam, you have 4 blockers from each team, usually in some kind of defensive formation, and then right behind them is the jam line, and each team will field 1 jammer per team. The jammer's objective is to pass the opposing team's blockers. The cool part about that is that you're not all by yourself. You do have your own blockers playing offense for you. And in a nutshell, make as many laps around the opposing team in 2 minutes as you can without boring you with the details of roller derby.
Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, that's a really good sort of basic explanation because you can explain that to people, but it is much more complex than that because there are a lot of rules involved and a lot of strategic things that go along with it. But that is the basis on an oval track, quad, so 4-wheel roller skates. I often get asked, if it's like rollerball.
Is it like rollerball?
Or where is the ball? Or where's the ball?
The ball?
Where's the ball? There is no ball.
I usually just say
we are the ball
is the jammer.
Yeah.
It
you are
makes
the ball.
it click for people.
Yeah.
And then
just
next
bodies
I'm like,
hitting each other.
no, we don't clothesline each other.
Yeah.
No, we don't punch each other in the face.
Yeah. Or if you did, you would get sent off.
Right.
Because that is a penalty.
But I feel like the sport of roller derby has a lot of sportsmanship, so things like that just don't tend to happen.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, a good thing to then think about is, what roller derby has given to you, or what, the best things that you can think about with roller derby, would you say?
I think that's an easy question, honestly. It's the community. Yeah. You meet a lot of people in roller derby, and because it's a team sport, it's not, an individual. You have to work as a team, and because it is so physical, you're putting a lot of trust into the people that you're sharing the track with.
Yeah.
And I've spent most of my derby career as a jammer, so I know I'm never alone, even though it's my objective to get through. My blockers have my back. And whenever you play a sport like that and you get that kind of trust that you can't find out in like the real world, it just changes your sense of community. People will go out of their way to like with Hurricane Ida. Yeah. I lost power for 12 days, and I didn't have to stay at home without power. My pets, myself, everyone was welcome. Yep. I mean, we were pretty much posting in the miscellaneous page anytime someone in the league needed a grocery run or you name it, you have it in roller derby. So, and that's the best part for sure.
I would 100% agree with you, because when I moved here, I mean, obviously I'd played roller derby when I was back in England, but when I moved here, I was like, okay, like I had no friends.
Right.
Not that I don't have friends, but because I didn't know anybody.
You have
Not that I was a horrible
more friends
person.
than you know what to do with now.
But roller derby is a community because, you know, I joined, you know, the local league, Red Stick Roller Derby here in Baton Rouge, and instantly friends, because it is such a community. And I can't tell you how many times, I hope I don't well up now, but how many times this league has just like dropped everything to help me. You know, it certainly like
Same.
You know, specific examples that I won't go into that I can think of where they are like my family.
Right.
And I don't know what it is about the sport. Maybe it's just because it is so accepting, and it's a place where if you don't quite fit in somewhere, you do fit in there.
I always tell people it's a misfit sport.
Yeah, I think it is.
It is. There's something like attractive about roller derby that people find it in a really dark time.
Yeah, I did.
You know, but I think that there's a pretty good chance that Maggot is out there watching, and that I should probably say that the best part of roller derby is the fitness. Right?
That's for you, Maggot.
That's for you.
Yeah. I personally love the fitness part of it, but Maggot also knows that.
Me too.
About me.
I don't. I actually don't.
She doesn't. Mm-hmm. But on the flip side of that, I will say that there's some people who maybe didn't do a lot of, like, I always did sport, like, all through, like, when I was a kid, when I was a teenager and things like that. And I love sport, but it just so happens that I love this sport best, and I fit best because I'm a bit weird. So that's where I fit best, because I'm also a misfit. But I think there are people as well who maybe haven't been good at sport or haven't liked doing sport, who like doing this and
are good at it.
Absolutely.
It's like the sport for people who did sports, because I grew up doing sports, but I've noticed like 70% of people who join our league are like book nerds or like career women. You know, people who you think
varied.
they look like this and that they look like this, and we are not helping our case right now. But
I was hoping
this is what
they just say. I was hoping that I put this on, hoping that you were going to wear some overalls.
I had my overalls. I wore them yesterday. I was trying not to be an outfit repeater. But, but you know, this is what people expect a roller derby girl to look like. Yeah. And we happen to look like that, but that's not really the norm. I mean, it's a lot of women who like probably never played a sport in their life, and then they have children. Yeah. And they're
it's
in
so
their 30s and 40s.
Yep. There is no I think that's also the thing that I love about it, is that it's just so varied, you know, from you know, young to older. Mm-hmm. Any career, any status, it doesn't matter. Right. It really doesn't. And it is like our league is just so varied.
Yeah. That. Like, what do you do for a living?
Well, I'm a physical therapist by background. Let's just go with that. I have a lovely desk job at the moment, where I can use that knowledge and skills. But yeah, I work behind a desk.
See, professional
for the
women.
Department of Health, can't even speak. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, well, what do you do?
A welder by day, roller derby rock star by night.
There we go. You see? Yeah. So
just
we
all
have
walks of life.
All walks of life.
So like, if you need something welded, you know, hit me up. If you need some physical therapy, hit up Lexi. Yeah. If you need a paramedic, hit up Maggot. If you need somebody to work an Excel spreadsheet, hit up Blitz. Yeah. You pretty much got everything covered.
Yeah. And you can always rely on those people.
Right.
100%. So when did you start in roller derby?
I think I started in 2014. Mm-hmm. I made a summer self-improvement list. Okay. Following a breakup, and it was probably the best decision that I ever made. I made that list, and I left for Puerto Rico 2 days later by myself, first time on a plane. Came back 9 days later, found a all-female comedy group, and one of the members was actually a part of roller derby. It was Skaty Perry. Okay. And then E was Skaty's roommate at the time, and we all went to the Spanish Moon back when that was a thing. And they were like,
Spanish Moon.
They were like, you know, like all roller derby girls do, they recruit you. Yes. You know, it usually starts.
It's a thing.
It starts with like, we're all at a bar, and then like, you should join our roller derby team.
Hey, do you skate at all? Have you ever wanted to skate?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And of course they use the angle like, what do you think about like lesbians and butts and roller blades and roller skates? And I was like, I like all of those things.
Yeah.
And that was the angle. They knew how to work.
They knew their
me.
market.
Oh, they knew their market.
Yep.
And then they got me, and I remember showing up like a few weeks later. They had their first day of their upcoming class.
Mhm.
And I didn't think I would show up, but they kind of stayed on me.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know. What, 6-7 years later, here I am. I'm still playing roller derby. I didn't think I could find the time or the money to do all of it, but I don't know. It just kind of
It hooks you.
It hooks you, and it worked out. It's probably the best thing that ever happened to me, to be honest.
Yeah, I would agree. For me, 100%, it's the best sport I've ever played. Best thing that's ever happened to me. I wouldn't actually. I mean, I won't go into details, but I wouldn't actually be in the United States if it wasn't for roller derby.
I feel like that's valid.
That's,
you know what I mean?
It's a big thing. I don't mean I moved because I'm like some superstar. And they were like, you know, Red Stick were like, you need to come and play for us. Which that would have happened, but
no. But I think it kind of made you stay longer. You know?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
It's why I've been house hunting here despite having a job an hour away.
Yeah.
You know, because it's like, that's where my friends are. That's where my league is. And that's, it's not just coming to practice and playing in games. Like, it's who I hang out with. Yeah. It's like living here when you need help moving. You know, you've just had so many people help you move.
Oh, yes.
It's just nice.
Everybody just, as I say,
here,
drops everything and helps. And you know, even though I am moving again, like the thing that I haven't wanted to leave is you guys.
Right.
And you will, you know, you guys will always be like my friends and family from that perspective. Like you never leave. You may leave, but you don't leave.
No, you never leave. Not really. You know.
I don't think so. Yeah. And I've played in this is my third league now. And I must admit, in my first league, I didn't really know what I was doing. But this, I don't know whether it's just, I don't know if it's a difference between like, maybe a little bit between like the US and the UK. I don't know, maybe not. But or maybe it's because of this league specifically, like the people here and where it's located. But I am much more like knitted in and part of a group and a family than I was in any other league.
We do that on purpose.
Yeah.
That's how we get you.
I know. But that's say, even though I'm leaving, I'm not still going to be.
No, now I just have a place to vacation when I go to Austin.
There we go.
And I think everybody feels that way.
There we go. Spoiler, I'm moving to Austin.
Oops.
No, it's fine. I'll post it on Facebook.
Okay,
anyway.
awesome. Cool.
It's totally fine.
Awesome. Cool.
It's got a job over there. Anyway, I'm a work nurse, so it's fine. It's going to be edited out if necessary. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about, we're talking about Red Stick. So the league that we, you know, both play for, Red Stick Roller Derby. Obviously the pandemic has hit roller derby pretty hard.
Very hard.
You know, where it should be, you know, recognized that we don't get paid for playing roller derby. We, you know, pay to play because we love the sport so much. And you know, as a league, we need, you know, money and funding to survive because we, you know, have to pay for things like insurance. We have to pay for things like rental of practice spaces and things like that. And it's been very difficult while we haven't had practices going on and games going on because of the, you know, the pandemic. But obviously Red Stick as a league, we want to survive and keep growing. We're very... well ranked in the world. I can't remember the last. I don't know how things have changed.
I believe we're in the 60s.
Yeah, we were like high 60s last time. I remember it was like 62.
I think it's considered Division 2 now too.
Yeah,
so that's great.
Just so you know, like the world has rankings in terms of roller derby. So 62 is good.
Yeah, it's very good, especially very good. For Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Well, when I joined, I think we were like 130 or something.
Yeah, when
like
I joined,
that.
we were like 160 something.
Yeah.
So that's a huge jump.
Yeah,
I mean,
100%.
It's almost like unheard of.
Yeah. So I guess where I'm going with that is, you know, like the page on Facebook, you know, Twitter accounts. I think we have an Instagram as well. We're always Red Stick is always trying to do like fundraising events and things like that. So if you're in the Baton Rouge area, you know, it's just about supporting like your local team and local sport. So we would love for that. But the other thing as well is that Red Stick is always looking for new skaters, new people who want to join
Right.
roller derby. So, don't know if you want to say a little bit about that.
I'll say a little bit about both of those things actually. But so I'm on the fundraising committee,
There we
and if you follow our Facebook page, we actually have some really cool fundraising ideas coming up. We're going to raffle some tickets to the 13th Gate. It's going to be 4 tickets. I believe we're going to sell those raffle tickets for $5 a pop. I think it's like an $80 value. And that will roll out sometime in the next week or two. And we'll announce a winner probably the first week of October. That way you have the whole month of October to go visit the 13th Gate.
Slight plug, I worked for them as well. Shout out to the 13th Gate.
Oh man, they're great.
Yeah, you should go anyway, get tickets for the raffle.
Yes,
there we go.
Absolutely. We do have some football pools coming up, like the football
like American
squares.
Football.
American football.
Not soccer.
That I also know nothing about.
Me neither.
But we'll be selling football squares. Most people know what that entails.
Mm-hmm.
And those will be whatever the going rate for that is. I think it's like between 5 and 10.
Mm-hmm.
And there'll be a winner announced every quarter. We're going to have 2 of those.
Okay.
And then we're going to do another tattoo raffle, which I am really excited about. Our
that was
last
a great hit last time.
Yes.
I wanted to win it.
Our last
I
one
don't know
was a
where to
big
put it.
hit. The winner won a $1,190 tattoo. So from Leviathan Studios, from Chris Starscream.
Yep.
So we haven't announced our next artist yet.
Okay.
But it's very exciting. It is a
Okay.
woman. So
Oh, okay.
Yup, and they're a very big artist in Baton Rouge. So that'll be.
I'm
really
gonna get the skinny after this because I want to know.
Yeah, and the way that's gonna work is that is
I can hazard again.
$10 entry, and that is gonna be a 50-50 raffle. So the pot, let's say that we get $2,000 in the pot, $1,000 goes to us, and the winner gets the other $1,000 to put towards a tattoo from the artist that we choose. As far as recruitment, our 101 class starts tonight.
Yeah.
And they're going to be from here on out every Tuesday and every non-holiday Sunday, because I believe we have some holidays coming up.
Yeah.
Halloween.
It's Sunday, September 12th, by the way, because obviously this video will come out sort of a little bit after.
A little bit after.
Yeah.
And those are going to start at, I believe, 6:30.
Mm-hmm.
Starting on Tuesdays and Sundays, which is really exciting. You don't need any of your own skates or gears. We have plenty of skates, plenty of wrist guards, helmets, knee pads, elbow pads, you name it. So just bring yourself, bring a comfortable pair of clothes, definitely bring some water. It does tend to get quite hot from all of the physical activity, and that ends about 9 o'clock. You're also welcome to stay until 10 p.m. and watch our scrimmages just to get a better idea of what the sport is.
Yeah.
Because obviously we don't just throw you out there. It's quite dangerous. So we've got like a 3-month time period where we teach you basic skating skills and get you safe for contact. And if you don't finish, we've actually kind of tweaked our 101 to, if you don't finish in the 3-month, we give you extensions as long as you're showing up. We really work with people.
Yeah, absolutely flexible to work around because people have other commitments and things like that.
And I think some people are afraid of the cost. There's no upfront cost for the first month. It's $45 after the first month, and our dues have been $45 since I've started, and that's a monthly fee. And I'm pretty sure you can use the loaner gear for as long as you need, as long as you just need to bring a driver's license or an ID as like a collateral. So, and that's all I can really say about that.
I mean, that's a great
plug. I think I just like,
you sold it.
I sold it. Yeah.
So if we had any people out there that were interested, you know, in joining, or were maybe like a bit on the fence, like, I don't know if it's for me, like, what would you say to people? Why should they join, do you think?
Well, there's really no commitment. Your first month, like I said, it's free. You don't have to buy anything. I mean, the only thing that you have to lose is a little bit of time. And I mean, you just have a lot more to gain than you do to lose. I know that even if you don't end up playing roller derby, we have other places for you. You refed for quite a time.
I did. Yeah.
We have non-skating officials. Like maybe you're a person who's just not into sports, or maybe you have like an underlying health condition, but you're new to town and you
Yeah.
want to meet people.
Great way to meet people.
There are other ways that we can, make you a part of roller derby. And if you do decide to play, like we mentioned, we're high ranked. We travel quite a lot.
Yeah.
I've never traveled more than when I've been a part of roller derby. I mean, I've been
Same.
to almost every state at this point,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of really big tournaments where you meet a lot of cool people. We stay in really cool places, and a lot of times, like, we go out and do like a big group outing. Like
the memories and the fun that we've had.
It's so fun. Even just that. But like
the drive to Tennessee.
I know, and the botanical gardens in Denver, amongst other things that happened in Denver. That was one of my favorites. But
I don't remember that. I was in Denver, but I don't remember that. Were you there for the minivan gate where we pulled off and like followed a van that was not our van?
Oh, the church van?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, when a bunch of ladies came out in their Sunday best.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I've never laughed so hard. That was brilliant. So good. Okay. I would like to add that I'm really surprised / impressed that you haven't yet done a British accent.
I haven't done a British accent this whole time.
Because Rolls loves to impersonate me.
Oh.
I love it. It's the first thing that like I remember from when we met. When I joined Red Stick. Go on, you have to tell the story now. This is a good little interlude.
Oh, I don't remember. Is there a specific
I thought it was when like Maggot told you that you were, or somebody told you that you weren't allowed to talk to me or something.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so we got word that we were getting a transfer and that she was British. And I have really bad past experiences with interacting with actually quite famous roller derby people who may or may not have had accents.
Yeah.
Actually both. Man, I have had bad experiences with like all famous roller derby people, but especially ones with an accent.
Yeah.
When they do like their clinics and stuff.
Yeah.
They're like being very serious. We've paid to be in this class, and I can't help myself. So we find out that we're getting a British woman, and they sat me down and they were like, Rose, you cannot impersonate this woman. You have to talk to her normal. And I was like, I will do my best.
Yeah.
I make no promises. And it was like immediately
yeah.
like, hello, Lexi, hello. And I'm like, oh no, I'm done. And now every time you talk to me, you're like, oh, my new place has a garage. Oh, we're in an airport. And you were like,
oh, my knee.
Oh, my knee's a bit niggly. It's a bit niggly. And I'm like, what? What did
I come out with today, like over this weekend, with Trash? I was talking to Trash about the yard sale. Hey, Trash. And I was like, oh, I've got to go and get the float. And she was like, you're going to get the what now? I was like, the float, the money for the float. She's like, you mean you just get in the cash? Like the kitty? I was like, yeah, we call it a float. And she's like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
I've never heard that in my life.
I know.
You literally amaze me with some of the things you say. Sometimes I'm like, are we even speaking the same language?
I mean, yes and no. As we've come to realize over like 5 years.
I know. I'm trying to think of another word that you say so silly, but I'm blanking right now. Of course, like a camera's in front of me and I'm blanking. But
yeah.
I've behaved so well.
I know, but I just had to get that in there at the end because it would, it would be.
Well, because everyone's been like waiting. I know that once this gets posted, everyone's just sitting at their computer like placing bets.
Don't go too far; you're gonna be out of shot.
They're placing bets like how long can. Yeah. Oh, I think Rose will make it to the 5-minute mark. Yeah. I think Rose will make it to the 10-minute mark. Oh, I don't think she'll last 30 seconds. I didn't.
You did. You didn't do anything at all.
Yeah. Yeah. I want the money. The money goes to me now.
There we go. Okay.
So how do we wrap this up?
I will wrap it up just with like a little spiel at the end by saying thank you, Cinnamon Rolls, for being my guest today on Windsor's Court. Don't forget to check out Red Stick Roller Derby on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. We have our new skater program starting today, so go check that out if you're interested. Hit us up for any questions. And don't forget to check out the Goodspeed Entertainment Facebook and YouTube pages, which may be popping up afterwards somewhere here. I don't know how that works. But yeah, thank you for joining me. And we'll see you soon.
I think we should end with a curtsy.
Okay, you want to do? Well, we might not be in view. We can do like a seat.
We've got to try.
Okay.
Like from Mia from the Princess Diaries. You've got to tuck. Yes, you're doing it. You just did it. You're
like
so
that. Oh, yeah.
British. You were just doing it. I didn't have to
I'm so
explain it.
British.
But you just do a little curtsy. On that note, we'll see you guys later.
Ta-ra.
Ta-ra.
Ta-ra for now.
Ta-ra for now.
Thanks, everyone. See you soon.
Wow, you're the most British person alive.